Hi guys! So today I'm going to be talking about how to pass your ATI test and get in the school, the nursing school that you really want. Um, so let's get started. So where do you start from? So you start by taking the test. Just take the test once. After you take the test, you're going to know like your strength and your weaknesses. So you're going to want to spend time on things that you are not good at. So basically, for me, I had to spend a lot of time on science because like there's a lot of information that you need to study. So I spend I think I spend like almost every day about like 45 minutes on science, and then I'm good at math, so I review everything real quick, and then I was fine. And for English, I think I had to spend a little bit more time, I think, than I thought I would, because I think a lot of stuff is from like 5th grade or 4th grade, and it's like really old, like it's really rusty, so you just have to like go over it and then like to feel more confident about all this stuff. And then reading, so reading is something that you can't really memorize or can't really like do, just keep practice. That's like a general idea. So let's get started with reading. So for reading, what you need to do is, I would say that you need to after you take the test, you would figure out what individual part of reading you need to work on. So for example, it could be something like summarizing the passage or something. Just find whatever you can, if you would, and then just practice. Keep on practicing. The more you practice, and then you realize certain patterns that you will see certain patterns. And then, so for example, like descriptive paragraph, right? So if you see a paragraph, and then like for example something like the boy was walking through the dark alley, and the snow was glowing or like shining, something like on the road, like that's like describing the whole scenery. So obviously that paragraph will be descriptive paragraph. And then persuasive, like it's trying to convince. You would know what type of different passages there are and what you need to do in order to understand them and get them right. Basically, the questions you need to get them right. So that's for reading. Now we're going to talk about math. So for math, what I would suggest, so it depends on how good are you with math. If you're not really good, or if you're like rusty a little bit because you haven't seen math or did math in like last 5 or 10 years, you need to print a sheet out. I'll link it down in the description box, and then go over each topic. Just go on Google, type in factoring or something, and then print out the worksheet, do the worksheet, and then you're gonna be fine. So go over each topic and make sure that you actually go over each of the topics, and then you actually understand the like everything. If you want a really good score in math, you should print out the worksheet. So after understanding all the concept, you're gonna be able to better understand everything and do good in math. I think you can do it. Math is, if you get a really good score in math, that's actually like a plus point for you guys, because even if you like did bad in like let's say English, the math score is gonna bring the overall score up. So I think you guys can do it. Now let's talk about science. So what I did is I got this book. I think this book helps overall. Like it gets you started. Basically, I had no idea. Like I was like, where do I even start from? So what I did is I got this book, and then I bought this book, and then I started going over. So I started like reading over everything, and then highlighting everything, And then when I got to science, I have a notebook, science notebook. I separated into like different sections. So for first section, I put all the 11 systems, and I wrote down notes for each systems. I got some of my notes from here. See, like I highlighted a lot of stuff. It's a lot, yeah. So I highlighted a lot of stuff, as you can see. I also made like sticky notes that to like help understand what's the most important thing that I need to know. So I took the notes down from this book, and I also found like notes from my anatomy book. I mean, the thing is that so I was taking anatomy 1 while I was preparing for the TEAS test. I started 3 months before. I know it sounds crazy and super early, but actually, trust me, do it. It's actually worth it. Because you're going to have more time to think about, like, is this the score I want? Do I need to retake it? What should be my next step? That actually helps plan your stuff out. So that's what I did for science. After I took notes for individual systems, I also looked over my biology notes from high school, I would say. Yeah, I actually looked over the notes from high school. And I also watched Amoeba Sisters. I think she also explains, like, like, simple concept that you might or might not, like, know or, like, forgotten, Because everyone forgets. It's okay. We're humans. So, yeah. So I reviewed all of that. And I also reviewed some of the chemistry problems. Like, so most of the things that they're going to ask you, it's either to balance the equations, or they can ask you about protons, electrons, neutrons, something like that. So you should go over that. Like, just have a general idea. You don't need to go in like depth. Just make sure that you understand cells, chromosomes, 11 systems, know everything. Literally know everything. Literally absorb be like a sponge absorbing everything. They might ask you anything, so you want to be prepared, fully prepared. So just study all the notes, and then I also made some of my notes like colorful, as you can see. I made a lot of notes actually, not gonna lie. See, like, I also drew stuff so like it would be easier for me to look at it, because if I look at black and white stuff, I'm not gonna read it because it's just so boring. So I try to use colorful pens colorful pens and like markers and stuff to makes me want to go back to it, like look at it, and it's fun. What I would do is I would go back to each of the systems, two systems per day, and then I would also watch crash course videos. I know it sounds like too much. Some people might also not like crash course, but I like crash course. It was good because it was an overview of the whole systems. So I like that. And so what I would do is I would let's say I'm studying respiratory system and integumentary system. So I would study those my notes. I would watch crash course for respiratory system and integumentary system. So that was helpful as well for science. English. For English, what you need to do, it's similar to math. So for math, I said I'm going to link it down in the description box, a list of topics that you need to understand and learn. So I will list the topics down for English as well. And I will link them down in the link description box. And then I would just go over each of the topics for English. I think it's going to be really helpful for you guys to understand each of the topic, because if you break things down, trust me, it's going to help. Because if you try to absorb everything like at once, it's going to be a lot. So I think it's best because I did it this way. I also broke a lot of topics down, and that's how I learned it. You should at least have 3 or maybe 4 months. That is I'm a person who plans stuff ahead of time. I don't like to wait until last minute and then do it. And even if you are the last minute person, I think it's still doable, but you just have to spend excessive amount of time. If this is something you really want, you want to make sure that you actually tried your 100% and have no regrets. So how do you deal with failures? It's okay. It's okay if you failed the first time. It's okay if you didn't get the score you wanted the first time, because there are chances. Life doesn't stop there. Depending on your school, you might or might not be able to take it multiple times, but I think you can at least take it 2 times. I think every school does that, offers that. there's a hope. You can try harder the next time. So I have this study guide that I'm going to link down in the description box. It's an overview, but it will definitely help you get started. I think it will help you a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, and I wish you all the best. I know you guys can do it. If I was able to do it, any of you guys should be able to do it. I got into the program, the nursing program that I really wanted, and I hope you guys will be able to do the same. I wish you all the best, and stay positive and keep pushing yourself. Please like and subscribe my channel so I would know that you really enjoyed my video and you also enjoyed the study guide. Thank you.